Each year, the Asia Society presents the Game Changer Awards to leaders who have made outstanding contributions to Asia and the world. For the first time, this year's Game Changers Awards will be focused on climate change and sustainability, an increasingly urgent set of issues in Asia and across the world. Dr. Rajiv Shah had an extraordinary impact by shining a light on our natural world and amplifying the conversations about climate change. As president of the Rockefeller Foundation, he has promoted the well-being of humanity around the world. But you all know him, so let me tell you a backstory. I did clear this with him. I met Raj at breakfast at the Four Seasons in Washington, D.C. He was at another table, and I was leaving. I dropped by to say good morning to the person he was eating with and was introduced to Raj. We started to talk, and he asked about the Adrienne Arsht Resilience Center at the Atlantic Council. Well, soon we pulled up another chair. Then he told me what the Rockefeller Foundation was doing about resilient cities. And by the time I left the dining room, Raj and I had pretty much worked out a structure by which the Arsht Center and the Rockefeller Center would handle the work on climate and resilience. And now, I'm proud to say, we call it Arsht Rock. And I would only make one comment that the Arsht Rockefeller Center has done. In Australia, we've pioneered the concept of having chief heat officers, the first being in my most recent hometown of Miami. But we have recently been in Australia, and the Arsht Rockefeller Center has brought a chief heat officer. So with that small backstory, you know that I must be very pleased to welcome to the stage Raj Shah.
Thank you, Adrienne, and good evening, everybody. That's an overwhelming video and series of introductions, so I'm really thrilled to be here. What Adrienne didn't mention is she shared with me, I think at our second breakfast, a badass tote bag to take the books that she had given me home. And for those of you who don't know, that's an appropriate nickname that she has used because she just gets things done quickly. So thank you, Adrienne, for your leadership. And the Arsht Rock Center is now working to reach 1 billion people around the world with resilient solutions to climate change, and is well on its way to that goal. I also want to thank Kevin Rudd and Josette Sheeran and so many other leaders that are part of the Asia Society, founded, of course, in 1956 by John D. Rockefeller III and others. And I would just say, Kevin is so right that this institution is needed now more than ever as we look to the future. It is quite an honor on behalf of the Rockefeller Foundation team to be here. And I want to just echo what Mayor Bloomberg said about his team. Ours also is so innovative and so committed and shows up every day through a pandemic and otherwise to really bring justice, dignity, and service to those who are not able to be in rooms such as these. And it's on their behalf that I accept this extraordinary award. My wife Shivam is also here. Thank you, honey, for coming, and of course for the partnership throughout. I would like to take just a moment to share a thought on the moment we're in right now. You know, we are coming out of a pandemic. We're coming out of a pandemic where the global response, despite our best efforts, was deeply inequitable. The global health response was inequitable, and the global fiscal response was inequitable. And we're looking at a period of time when, especially in developing countries, somewhere between 40 and 60 developing nations are teetering on the edge of a debt crisis at exactly the same moment that they're dealing with high fuel costs, high food costs, and real social and economic unrest. What that means in practical terms as we enjoy a wonderful dinner here is that 100 million more people are pushed back into a condition of hunger and extreme poverty, something Josette has seen and worked on firsthand for so very, very long. And the point I hope we can leave with tonight is that the fight against climate change is not just an effort to protect the survival of our planet and our environment, but it is also the greatest single opportunity we will ever have to extend the reach of opportunity, dignity, and uplift to the billions of people who are still left behind. I get to see it through the initiatives the Rockefeller Foundation supports. I get to see it in the families we serve when they have access to renewable energy and they can power their small appliances, they can power their small businesses, they can hire their neighbors' kids to be part of those efforts, and they can start that path of human uplift. It is simply not possible to lift yourself up if you don't have electricity, if you don't have power, if you cannot join a modern global economy. Thanks to the great work of Mayor Bloomberg and his team, of Alok Sharma and his, and of so many other institutions around the world, we are actually making progress. The International Energy Agency just this week stated for the first time we will accelerate the reduction of coal and fossil fuel-based energy, accelerate the energy transition, and perhaps get off of a path of 4 or 5 or 6 degrees warming onto a path of 3 degrees. We have to double down our efforts to get that down to 1.5 to 2 degrees. And we have to do it in a way that for the first time in human history actually reaches every single special person on this planet. Thank you for the efforts you put into advancing that mission. Thank you for inviting me to be a part of this tonight. And thank you for joining this charge and this mission as we all go forward together. Thank you so much.